Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So I know that we were talking in the back. First, I want to just say hi to everybody who is tuning in and who will tune in. My name's Mac, or now Mackenzie from 106.3 The Core. I want to thank our other radio stations for also hosting this. 94.5 The Moose, WSGW, and KISS 107.1. We've got our friends from Pit and Balcony here with us today, and I'm so excited to talk about the opening weekend of Coyote on a Fence.
Yeah.
So I was able to kind of look into a little bit, and this is an interesting play.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of different dynamics to it, and the intensity as well.
Lots of intensity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Todd.
No, I was going to say it is a very intense play from the moment it starts to the moment it ends. Yes.
So what is it about? If you can kind of give us like a little bit of a description.
Sure. So Coyote on a Fence it hits in the question of where's the line between justice and humanity, and it's set on death row. We see it through the activities that are on death row with two different death row inmates, a newspaper reporter and the guard, but it's not really about capital punishment. It's set around capital punishment. What it really will do for the audience is question some of the assumptions about, can a person be redeemed, right? And at what point is that redemption happening? And how do we make those judgments, and what are our assumptions? I mean, this is all packed into an hour and 40 minutes where I see it as one of those shows that is for sure a conversation on the way home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was going to kind of be one of my questions too, is like, what kind of reaction are you hoping that the audience gets, afterwards? And I guess that's, thought-provoking, get their wheels spinning up here, right?
So that's what I've kind of been saying to people who ask about it. And people who are familiar kind of with what Pit and Balcony has been doing over the last decade. This one's right in the Pit and Balcony wheelhouse. This is kind of our bread and butter. We put it right in the middle of the season, and the goal always is to get people talking and thinking and to start a conversation. So that's definitely what this one does. You'll walk in thinking that you know what you believe, and then walk out questioning that, which is what we like to do.
Absolutely, and I love that so much. And another thing too. First, I want to ask this: how large is the cast? Large or small, I guess.
There's 4 people in the cast.
Wow. So I know that this is like an intense show. How did that go with the actors, right? Like rehearsing this and really getting into that.
Yeah. So I can say that it took a minute. I mean, they read the script when they auditioned. They knew what they were auditioning for. The script has some very harsh language, some, burn your ears kind of language that really can't be edited. I mean, it's part of the experience. And so the first part of the rehearsals, I feel like the actors were like, they were almost apologizing to each other for being intense, right? And it took a while for them to sort of embrace that character. They're amazing. I mean, they're all 4. We are really blessed with the cast that we have. and they fully committed. So if you come see the show, you'll see at least one or two roles that if you were to ever be in community theater, you probably would not want to play, because of that, right? And I just want to add, Mackenzie, that even though it's set in that setting, one of my goals as a director was that there should be nothing preachy about it. It's provocative, but like we don't actually take a stand. We just tell the story. And so whatever those discussions bring on the ride home, are what they bring. I mean, we're not trying to prove a point. We're not trying to do any of that. We're trying to get you to go, wow, maybe I need to think about what I think I believe.
That's actually really interesting because sometimes, someone is trying to make a point or convey, the story from one perspective, right? But leaving it open for people to kind of, keep thinking the whole ride home, even discussing it the next morning. She's like, oh, I just kept thinking about it over and over again.
Right.
The script really allows for that too. Even if you wanted to make a stand, I think it would be pretty hard while also staying true to the script. It is written in such a way that the playwright doesn't even make a point to take a stand on things like capital punishment or redemption or anything like that.
Now, just to refresh my brain, because I'm pretty sure I know exactly what capital punishment means, but for those who don't.
That's the death penalty.
Yeah. That's not something to laugh at. I didn't mean to laugh. Not laughing. And then another question too, how long has the cast been rehearsing for this opening weekend?
7 weeks. Just by the time we open, it'll be right around 7 weeks.
Yeah. And I know in the past I've looked, like, okay, what does it look like? How long are rehearsals? And they work hard.
Yes.
They work hard.
Yeah. We put in pretty close to 100 hours or more of rehearsals, as well as all the tech and all that stuff before we open it for the public.
Wow. And like set design too. What goes into that for this one specifically? I mean, there's 4 people. Are there many sets, or does it take place in like one spot?
It's in the prison. It's once we're there. That's the primary spot. There's one other location, and then there's another location within the prison, but all of it is there in front of you, from beginning to end. There are no set changes. There's no movement like that you would see.
Okay, that's exciting. And I want to ask, so people can get their tickets online?
Yep, at pitandbalconytheater.com. Our box office opened 9 minutes ago. So that's 754-6587. Lindsay will be happy to help you out there. And then we open an hour before curtain also. So you can come at 6:30 on Fridays and Saturdays or 2 on Sundays and walk up and get your ticket as well. But I would recommend buying them in advance always.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy, it's convenient, and let's get in there. Yep. Promise ourselves a seat. That's awesome. So how much are tickets, by the way?
$20.
Wow. That's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a good affordable night out for sure. I do want to mention, because I know that people like to bring their families to the theater. Don't bring your families to this one unless they are older. It's definitely an adult show, specifically for the language. So you parents, your kids, yourselves, but the language is keeps it R-rated.
Okay. So it's not necessarily 18 plus, just parents use your judgment.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Josh, first, hi. Your friend that was here, are they in the play as well?
I was gonna say he's the coyote on the fence. Not quite.
Not quite. Not
He is in a show though at SVSU.
Yeah.
Not that we're talking about other shows, but,
right. No. We're gonna
but you know, we
stay right here,
support the community.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh
that is
my
my
goodness.
role, director of community engagement. I help promote the shows, and going back to what the show is about. Initially, I was unfamiliar with the show, and Amy told me, "Oh, it's her favorite show," and I attended some of the rehearsals, and it really does make you think. Is someone right? Is someone wrong? You kind of play with that balance there, so it's really exciting. I know a lot of people who maybe aren't familiar with traditional theater or untraditional theater. Either audience will enjoy this show.
Oh, that's so exciting. This is really cool. And have you guys ever put this one on before ever here?
At Pit and Balcony, no.
Okay.
I about 10 years ago put it on when I was more than 10 years
No,
ago.
it was not 10 years ago. That would have been.
God's like, wait.
It's been like 14 or 15 years ago. I put it on when I was working in Miami. And that's what actually introduced me to the show was working for that company. And since I came back, I've been trying to get Pit and Balcony to put it on their season. So finally, we got it there. And I also want to say, just, because we're really hitting this intensity part, it is intense and it will make you think. But it's also sometimes kind of heartwarming and funny. I mean, I'm sitting in the sound booth, like laughing out loud, and I've seen the show how many times now? So there are moments that you'll be surprised that you find yourself laughing, but it's overall a very enjoyable from beginning to end show.
Yeah, the playwright does an excellent job balancing out. Oh, I'm going to give them an opportunity to laugh. So I can attest to that. I did laugh a few times as well.
Yeah,
a little comedic relief.
I think that's the humanity part, right? Is the fact that even in an unbelievable situation, there is a moment of laughter. There's a moment where you go, I really like that guy, or I really feel bad for that guy, or that's the most evil person I've ever seen. And all of those things are the same thing, right? So that's really the mix.
Lovely. And if you guys could give, one word each about this play, this production, what would it be?
Oh, wow. One we haven't used yet.
No, you can. That's fine.
I mean, provocative.
Provocative.
Yeah. I would say almost like self-searching. I mean, that whole I thought I believed something, and now I'm not 100% sure that I believe it as much as I thought I did. That kind of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would say humbling.
Humbling. Oh man, well that's exciting, you guys.
Really good one, yeah.
Oh, well, it's going to be a fun weekend. I know what's going on this weekend, and then it continues the following weekend as well, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So everybody, get your tickets. If you got kids, get a babysitter. Go out for date night. Pit and Balcony opening weekend for Coyote on a Fence. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo!